Y'all, it looks like Melody's finally calling out LaTisha for what she says was a straight-up setup to push her out. From what's been coming out lately, this wasn't just a petty shade for the cameras. We're talking leaked messages, insider whispers, and little behind-the-scenes alliances that start to make the bigger picture a lot clearer. Fans who thought they knew the full story are now seeing things in a different light, because when you line it all up, doesn't look random at all. We've got moments where LaTisha started getting closer to people who weren't on Melody's side, events where Melody suddenly found herself left out, and conversations that hint at more going on off camera than the audience ever saw. It's the kind of slow build that doesn't feel like drama until you realize all the pieces are falling into place. But to see how this all blew up, we gotta go back to where the cracks first started showing. Melody and Destiny weren't just co-stars. They were genuinely close. When Destiny first came into the love and marriage Huntsville circle through her then-husband, it was Melody who welcomed her in. She showed up for Destiny when her marriage ended, stood beside her publicly, and gave her space in the group as if she were family. Off camera, they hung out, talked often, and supported each other's businesses. To fans, they looked like the kind of friends who'd ride for each other no matter what. But slowly, things started to shift. Destiny felt like Melody wasn't as present anymore. She said there were times when she was going through personal struggles and Melody wasn't picking up the phone or checking in like before. On the flip side, Melody started feeling like Destiny might be sharing things with people she didn't trust, especially with folks like LaTisha Scott and even Martell, Melody's ex-husband. For Melody, that was a major red flag. The cracks widened. During filming, Destiny openly questioned Melody's loyalty, accusing her of being more of a camera friend than a real one. Melody pushed back, saying Destiny was twisting situations and trying to control the narrative for sympathy and storyline purposes. By the time the 2022 reunion rolled around, the tension was obvious. When Melody confronted Destiny about talking, two people she didn't trust, Destiny shot back with, "You haven't been a friend to me either." That exchange made it clear whatever bond they had was now buried under resentment. Fans split quickly. Some felt Destiny had every right to be hurt, pointing to moments where Melody seemed distant or dismissive. Others believed Destiny flipped the script for convenience, switching sides when it worked for her. Either way, the friendship that once looked unshakable was done. And that's when LaTisha saw her opening and slid right on in. It's been showing people stuff on his phone forever. Like the whole revenge porn thing that did happen. That is a true thing that really happened. And not only have he shown people stuff in his phone of his ex-wife, he's also showed people stuff in his phone with his baby mother. LaTisha and Melody have never had a smooth friendship. They have had seasons of tension, subtle shade, and even direct arguments. So, when Destiny started drifting from Melody, LaTisha didn't waste time. Viewers began noticing LaTisha and Destiny spending more time together, going to events, taking pictures, and sharing moments on social media. It wasn't loud or in your face, but it was consistent enough for fans to connect the dots. Then came the unexpected, LaTisha being cordial again with Martell. While it might have seemed harmless on this surface to people watching closely, it felt like she was building a small circle of people who weren't on good terms with Melody. Whether it was intentional or just convenient timing, it gave the appearance of a new alliance forming and Melody being left out. And listen, LaTisha didn't go in loud, shoot, quiet. It's a kind of quiet that still cuts deep. Instead of throwing big public shots, LaTisha leaned on softer moves. She'd say things like, "I just want peace. I'm tired of the drama," while still making comments that clearly pointed back at Melody. In her confessional interviews, she played the misunderstood card. But every now and then, she'd drop a line that stirred things up without directly naming names. She also seemed to pop up right when Destiny had something to say about Melody. Whether it was an on-camera conversation, an event, or a casual hangout, LaTisha was right there, nodding, agreeing. or adding a quiet comment that kept the tension alive. It wasn't the kind of attack you could call out directly, but it was enough to keep the narrative leaning away from Melody and toward LaTisha's side. And that's just what we saw on camera. Behind the scenes, it gets even messier. I have learned that in my silence, in my focusing on the bigger picture for me and my children and what God has for me, that's where my blessings come in. So this is where it starts getting messy. Fans began catching wind of some behind-the-scenes whispers, and not just random gossip. We're talking about actual receipts floating around. Rumors popped up that LaTisha had been coaching Destiny on what to say during certain scenes, basically telling her what topics to bring up, what buttons to push, and who to target. Hey? And then you've got Miss Wanda always ready to stir the pot, chiming in with her own little comments. She started talking about how Destiny was real and how she liked that about her. But here's the thing. The way she said it felt like a dick. Fans instantly picked up on it as shade toward Melody, especially given the timing. The more people put the pieces together, the more it started to look like Destiny was being positioned in a very specific role. Viewers began calling her a pawn in whatever game LaTisha and Miss Wanda were playing. And let's be real. Once fans start feeling like you're not authentic, it's hard to shake that reputation. The talk online was that this wasn't just friendly advice between co-stars. It was a strategy. And if that's true, it might have been less about making good TV and more about pushing Mel out of the circle entirely. But if this really was a plot, it wasn't just about shade on TV. It may have been about pushing Mel right out. Now, Mel didn't jump in with a long rant or throw jabs in interviews. Nope, she took the silent route. First move, she unfollowed both Destiny and LaTisha on social media. No big announcement, no drama. Just quietly hit that unfollow button. And in the reality TV world, that's basically a statement on its own. Instead of firing back publicly, Mel shifted her energy. She started showing up more for her businesses, locking in brand deals, and even sparking rumors about a possible spin-off. It's like she redirected all that energy into building something bigger for herself. People started saying she was ignoring the drama. She was just playing the long game. Some even believe she's just setting up her next big move, letting her actions do all the talking. While Mel was moving in silence, Destiny's whole image started taking hit. By this point, Destiny's name was getting dragged online. Her Madani store had closed its doors. For a lot of viewers, that became part of the storyline in their heads. Some fans were flat out calling her messy, saying the drama was overshadowing any other side of her. Then Destiny started opening up a little more, hinting that she felt used by certain people she thought were in her corner. She didn't name names directly, but it was enough to make fans wonder if she was talking about LaTisha, even Miss Wanda. From there, it seemed like Destiny was trying to turn things around. She started putting out more positive posts, engaging with fans differently, and basically trying to rebuild trust before the next season kicked off. The thing is, once people feel like you were part of a scheme, it's tough to flip that perception overnight. And while Destiny was catching heat, LaTisha somehow came out looking like she was winning. I was like, this is crazy. Like, people are really offering you money to come on this show and lie. So at that point, I was like, forget it. It's a lie. Like, now I don't believe anything. Lately, it feels like the public mood toward LaTisha is shifting. Not too long ago, she was catching heat left and right. People calling her shady, questioning her motives, saying she was stirring the pot. But now it's like folks are warming up. To her, part of that could be because she's leaning hard into this loyal wife image. She's standing by Morrow, brushing off rumors, and keeping that united front in public. That's a strong play, especially on a show where relationships get tested every 5 minutes. And while she's holding down her marriage on screen, off screen, she's been putting in work on her brand. More appearances, more social media polish, more talk about business ventures. It's all adding to the perception that she's leveling up. Fans are starting to see her less as just Moreau's wife and more as her own person. That's a subtle but important shift. Now, the real question is this all just good timing or is it part of a bigger plan? Some viewers think she's been strategic from the jump. The theory is she knew that staying steady while everyone else got caught in drama would eventually make her look like the calm, grounded one. And honestly, that's not a bad strategy in reality TV. If you play it right, you can keep your hands clean while still being in the mix enough to stay relevant. Others aren't buying it. I think it's pure luck that she just happened to be in the right place at the right time while other cast members' reputations took hits. And there are still people side-eyeing her, saying she plays innocent while pulling strings behind the scenes. We've seen moments where she's dropped info or hinted at tea that kept the drama rolling, but never enough to get caught in the crossfire. This divide in fan opinion is actually working in her favor. Whether folks think she's being smart or sneaky, they're still talking about her. And in reality TV, that's gold. It keeps her relevant and keeps her storyline alive without her having to be in constant blow-ups. On top of that, the way she's handling herself now is very different from earlier seasons. She's more appealised, more calculated, and less reactive. That could be growth or just good PR. Either way, it's making people reassess her role in the group. She's not coming off as someone being dragged along in the drama anymore. She's starting to look like someone shaping her own narrative. And that's why this whole conversation is so interesting. Is she really reinventing herself in real time? Or is this who she's been all along and we're just now seeing it? Because on Love and Marriage Huntsville, loyalty is everything, and betrayal, it always makes the final cut. What's your take on this mess? Leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more tea.